nobody really knows what's right and what's wrong. So I would say just enjoy it and be an idiot. For real. That's the best advice I can give you. You got people telling you that this is the way you should live all their life. They're telling you this type of biohacking way, and people swear by it and whatever. Meanwhile, they still end up not living a fulfilled life, or whatever the case may be. They might not reach the actual what they wanted to reach, or they might actually find out that they were wrong their whole lives, and that is not actually the thing that they wanted to do. So let me give you an anecdote. So, I've been researching about diet and stuff for a while now, right? I've been with all those waves. I did all those things. I did carnivore. I did, keto. I did higher carb. I did lower carb. I'm saying no vegetables and stuff like that. You know what I realized, man? That the people from the beginning, the people, that were telling you how to have a healthy diet from the beginning, they were right. The people that were saying that, oh, you should have a varied diet and stuff like that. I used to be like, yo, that's bullshit. No, that's actually the way it should be. At least that's how I see it now. But the thing is, nobody really knows. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got people forcing themselves. Yes, it's forcing themselves. I don't care. If you ask a carnivore, are you forcing yourself to only eat meat? They're going to say, no, I love meat. Pause. I mean, yeah, I do too. But that doesn't mean that you're not forcing yourself to eat only meat, right? So what I figured out was that you should take the path that is the most convenient, but at the same time is not stupid. It's not a dumbass path, right? Like, obviously the most convenient would probably be to eat at McDonald's, but that's just stupid. You can just see, how that's stupid, right? But when it comes to, oh, should I eat this? Should I eat that? The thing is, I don't like mushrooms, or mushrooms are, that fruit is a nightshade. That, you know what I'm saying? Oh, I just farted. What the fuck? How the fuck did I even fart when I didn't even eat today? I'm fasting right now. I'll probably make a video about that tomorrow, if I do post it the day after this one. But yeah, I don't know how that even happened, because I've been fasting for just about 24 hours now. But that's besides the point. So yeah, when it's so, like, people with die on the hill of, yeah, keto is the best, this is the best, straight meat, agenus, whatever. And all these people are just forcing themselves to eat a certain kind of way to make sure that they're tracking their macros, so that they can't, oh no, if I go above 50 grams of carbs, I'm gonna leave ketosis. Oh no. You know what I'm saying? I think it's 40 grams actually. But or the agenus people, the primal people will be like, oh, that's a vegetable, or that's cooked meat. Oh, you know what I'm saying? Like, people force themselves based on beliefs that are not even necessarily real. And I would argue that this just stresses them out for no apparent reason at all. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying do not follow a certain type of way, you know what I'm saying? But if, like, sometimes I would eat raw meat too, you know what I'm saying? But for the most part, I'll just cook it, you know what I'm saying? it's exactly the same benefit, damn near. And yeah, it's more of a time thing. Like, yo, do I feel like eating raw meat? You know what I'm saying? But being like, oh no, it's because I can't eat cooked meat. I'm not gonna eat at all. Or, I gotta force myself so much to find a raw milk, right? I think I said raw meat before. I meant raw meat. So if I said milk before, now I actually mean milk. But if oh no, I need to force myself to find raw milk, you know what I'm saying, to go in on all these, go everywhere to find raw milk. And this just stresses you out for no reason. You know what I'm saying? Now, this might be kind of subjective and, feel free to research this, but when it comes to milk, it's actually like pasteurized milk is actually bullshit. Like, but what I do is just not eat dairy at all. Like, if it's not raw, I'm not eating it because it's it is bullshit. You know what I'm saying? It's at least for why I consume it. You could consume it for other reasons, but it's completely different. I mean, you can tell how different it is. So yeah, it's bullshit. Also, don't eat cow milk if you didn't know that. That's actually a real thing. A1. But when it comes to like more specific things, you got Jack Cruz. You're like, let me eat locally and seasonally, and then you go to the fucking restaurant and you ask ChatGPT, yo, is this local right now? You know what I'm saying? Like, you got all these doubts, like I'm saying, there are things that are, obvious. Like, okay, you could be more strict when it comes to junk food. Still, eating at fucking Five Guys once in a blue moon is not gonna kill you, right? Way more resistant than that. I mean, funny thing is, a person who actually never goes out to eat fast food. Now, this is not a reason to go eat fast food, but if you've never eaten fast food in like 10 years, let's say, and if you do actually end up going, one time, you're probably going to go to the hospital. I'm not going to lie. I didn't test it, but like, you're probably going to feel extremely bad, right? So I would argue that it's better to eat like fast food. I don't know, every 4 months or so, 3 months. I don't know what's the number, right? I personally, and it's not something you choose either. It's not like, oh, I haven't eaten fast food in 3 months, let me go. It's more like, oh, it's this guy's birthday. You naturally end up eating some garbage along the way. The thing is, I'm saying that if you eat it rarely, you minimize the damage. And if you do end up, you could be like, I'll not eat any fast food for the rest of my life. And that's a bold promise, right? Because it's very hard to do. Yes, I would encourage that. But if you do know that you will eat at some point, it's better to, be a little loose sometimes, because the more things you eat, and that goes for any food, the more things you eat, the more capable your body is at handling them. If a carnivore eats an apple, they're gonna feel so bad. Like, is this peak health? Like, is this peak health not being able to eat an apple? Yeah. Like, me personally, I would like to. I know it's not optimal, but I would like to be able to, just pick up random broccoli and eat it and not feel anything, right? Like, how is it the best diet if you can't even eat a fruit? Oh, but fruit is not, like, I don't care if it's not natural or whatever. You cannot eat, you should be able to eat wood. You know what I'm saying? No, but for real, like, you know what I'm saying? You do build up tolerance to things. So that's a little tip, I guess. But yeah, stressing yourself out because, oh, this food is not natural, this food is not local, you could follow a diet like that, but don't stress yourself out for no reason when you don't have access to your philosophy that you believe in, and and don't like go too crazy on the philosophy that you believe in, because for the most part, here's the thing: we still do not know what is optimal. We do not know. Oh, but there is this carnivore lady that's like 90 and she's been doing carnivore since she was 3. You know what I'm saying? Or, but like, then there is probably, now this is rare, you know, I would say like more extreme diets, like, okay, I guess even vegan works, right? Vegan is just stupid because it's obvious why it's stupid. You know, at least carnivore, you got a natural debate, you got a things like that. Then again, I could kind of see vegan in a way of a more science-based kind of thing of like, I'm taking 20 pills, but I'm not taking the damage from the meat. But then again, you're taking the damage from the pills. Like, unless you're super fucking rich, like Brian Johnson, you can't really be vegan, I would argue, because you need to take a bunch of pills, and these pills need to be high quality because, you know, then again, like, because for the most part, the meat that you're gonna eat is gonna be decent quality, especially if you eat beef, right? Now, if you eat chicken, if you eat raw chicken, raw farm chicken, or some bullshit like that, of course, it's probably better to be vegan and take pills. But we're over here just comparing two sides of the same coin, right? Because both people are forcing themselves in a way that they shouldn't be. You know what I'm saying? Like, a mushroom, like, do you really think that, okay, tomatoes are nightshade? So what is kind of the goal of all this? To be healthy, right? To be to feel better, to live longer. The thing is, a tomato, just because you were eating a tomato every day instead of eating a carrot every day, that is not going to have any impact on your life, you know, unless you actually, like, you're not an idiot and you can see that, oh, I ate a tomato and my tummy hurts, you know, just like Karti. But right, of course, in the beginning, that is the case with most things. Like I said, if you just barely added it and you didn't do what you were supposed to do, which, well, maybe it's not what you're supposed to do, but for most part, it's like eating normally. You know what I'm saying? If you were to eat normally, naturally, you would eat some tomatoes sometimes. Oh, but tomatoes are not local. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. Tomatoes are not local. Where you live? You know, Jack Cruz has poisoned people's minds, I swear. And then he changes his views. The funny thing is, he changes his views. He's like, oh no, actually, it's okay to eat lower deuterium foods or whatever. And people are like, oh yeah, that makes sense. Like, that just changes like half the philosophy already. You know what I'm saying? So I would say, don't believe anyone. You know, don't be an idiot. Don't be an idiot. Like, of course, uh, don't, you know what I'm saying, be like, okay, I'm just gonna eat rice for my calories and then I'm gonna just take a pill for every micronutrient. Like, that's being an idiot, you know? Likewise, taking 20 pills just to be a vegan, you're being an idiot. Likewise, taking elemental supplements like the magnesium electrolyte supplements and not eating carbs, even though you would like to eat that fucking potato, but no, it's because you're a carnivore. You know, again, you're being an idiot. You know, so or eating, you know, forcing yourself to eat 400 grams of sugar because Ray Pitt said so. You know what I'm saying? All of those things, you're being an idiot. You know, if you do all those things, all right, you can have a philosophy. You know, you can have a, you know, because if you got no structure, you're now. I would argue that for more structure is more so for motherfuckers that are just dumb, like for motherfuckers that are just noobs at stuff. Like you need to have a structure when you go to the gym. Oh, when you first go to the gym, you need to have this strict, extremely strict structure. Then you can like, oh, I guess I'll take a random deload week. Oh, I guess I'll train today instead of tomorrow. You do that, or oh, I'll take an extra rest day. But when you're in the beginning, you need structure. Likewise with this kind of thing with diet, with doing the optimal things. Because I don't know why I talked about diet this whole video. I guess I'm kind of hungry. Like I said, I haven't eaten in 24 hours. I should probably stop talking about diet since I wouldn't be eating for a while as well. For another 24. I'm gonna do a two-day fast, but yeah. So I should probably stop talking about that. But the thing is, it's a good way to compare things, right? So yeah, you're not supposed to. I mean, you can do things that are idiot-ish, but when it comes to like don't do things that are just stupid. Like, oh, I'm not gonna go out with my homies, even though I want to. But I need to be. I'm on the grind. I need to sleep. I need to like. No, for the most part, because this is what poisoned the people's minds. This type of advice is good for like I said, noobs, like motherfuckers that never ever started a business, that have been jacking off their whole life, right? That's good advice. That's good advice to be like lock in, But most people watching this video are probably already decently, researched into stuff and decently, disciplined and stuff like that. And for those people, I would argue that things that doing more optimal things, more, micro managing things is worse, is way worse than sometimes doing the thing that, oh, well, I just went out and I had fun. You know what I'm saying? I just ate a pizza. You know what I'm saying? And likewise, like I said, with pizzas and stuff, like if you never ever eat it, once you do actually eat it, because let's be honest, you probably will, you're gonna feel very bad, so, and really the damage of eating it every like 3 months or so is nothing. People will like, oh no, it's because it's the principle. I don't care about the fucking principle. My diet is not my dad, bro. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. Sometimes, doing bullshit, doing stupid things is better. And I would say that having a super strict way of viewing things might not even be the correct way to view things, first of all. And second of all, wait, I actually forgot what I wanted to say. I mean, I say I'm a bit tired, I'm a bit tired. I don't do fasts that often, if at all. But I'm a bit tired. I haven't recorded in like 3 weeks either. So yeah. Fuck. So I don't know where I was going, but I think you get the point of this video, that you should, live life a little bit. Stop worrying so much about, micromanaging things. Stop being so focused on one point of view just because you've seen that point of view. It's that thing. If you're a vegan, you only see vegan talk. And you're like, that reinforces your idea that everybody's vegan, so therefore that's the best diet or whatever. But in reality, that's the exact same thing that happens to the complete opposite guy who's a carnivore, who's and then who's the guy who's a fruitarian. You need to have a bird's eye view and look, like, how does a carnivore look at a fruitarian? They're like, oh, you're so stupid. You should kind of look at like that with all philosophies, all diets, all, you know what I'm saying? You can gravitate to some, but pick some from each, because each do know some things, you know what I'm saying? Nobody is 100% stupid. So, but nobody is 100% correct either. If at all, my bad, not if at all, that makes no sense. But if like 50%, you know, if someone is like 50% right, that's insanely good. But you know, you should take maybe like 10% from everybody to make sure that you're not super going too deep into one rabbit hole that it's probably not even the correct one. And we'll probably never know what's the correct rabbit hole. And that's why I say that, you know, when you learn, you sometimes you can just break the rules and be fine, because you've already studied them and you understand the rules don't actually exist. Okay, so I'll leave you with that, and yeah, see you next video.